Hello, my friends. It's Pearlo Wisdom here. And you're listening to, of course, Rico and Pearlo's House of Hyme's Exotic Picks Frolic. I think I actually got the title right on that one. So this is happy Thanksgiving, everybody. My wife is working tonight. We did our Thanksgiving last night. I don't know if Rico, it's not Thanksgiving in Canada, so hopefully he can come by and say hi. I am, by the way, Canadian. At least I was born in Canada. I lived there up until a year ago, almost a year ago, just over a year ago now. Now I live in Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm an American now. Actually, I haven't got my citizenship, but I came here with my what the heck is going on with the freaking video? Why is it doing that? Is that doing that to you, whoever's watching right now? Is it going crazy on you? If it is, let me know, because that's annoying as hell. Hopefully it's not. Tell me if it, yeah, look at that. Yeah, what's going on? All right. Well, let's hope it's not, it's going to stay that way, but it looks like it's going to stay that way. Let me see if I can get rid of some stuff in my, maybe I got something bogging me down here. Can't use that during the show anyway, so why don't I just take it out for now? Doesn't want to go. What? Hey, I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened. Hopefully it's now working, but it doesn't look like it is. Anyways, I don't know if Rico will be able to come in tonight or not. I'm not sure. Okay, good. All right. So I know that it's Thanksgiving, so I'm guessing that Exotic Picks won't be able to come by today. If any of you guys want to come on, Crystal Craig. Oh, I haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for coming in. Um, all right, so I'm going to be looking at tomorrow's games. I got some time today. Nothing to look at now. We did do really well last. No, it wasn't really well. It was like average. I do have a like really good premium. If you want to go over to Pearlo's NHL POW there, if you haven't already got it, become part of my community group. There's a little PayPal there. You buy me a coffee. That's all you got to do. Buy me a coffee. I give people premiums. Just make a little, just have a little scratch around, uh, build up the bankroll a little bit. But I got a premium there. I already sent it to premium members, and it's a really good one. All right, so tomorrow, all afternoon games, and I was kind of hoping that maybe Rico might be able to make it in today because the afternoon games with me kind of throw me off a little bit. There's usually there's unders, a lot of unders when there's afternoon games, especially when they're really early afternoon. And we'll look in that. I already put a couple Took a look at these games a little bit and put some out on Twitter and did videos on it. But yeah, it's doing it again. Anyways, so I guess I'll just go to the games. First game we got first thing in the morning is the Detroit Red Wings and the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is early game. Detroit is, first of all, right now they have a 6.5 here. You can get a minus. It keeps on heading to the over in this game. The Tampa Bay Lightning have not allowed more than 2 goals in quite a while now. Now, they have been playing against some not so great teams in doing so, but Detroit just lost to Nashville. They have had some, they won 3 of the last 4 against Tampa Bay. I do kind of like the draw here, first off, no doubt about it. But I'm going to look at Tampa Bay here. Tampa Bay, they beat Calgary 5-1. Okay, keeping Calgary to 1 goal is not difficult to do, but they don't score very much. Philly doesn't either. They shut them out. On the road, though, they did allow 3 versus Washington, and I can't remember who was in net for that. I believe it was Vass. I'm pretty sure it was Vasilevsky. Could have been Johansson, actually. Actually, I think it was Johansson. At home, again, Edmonton only allowed 1. New Jersey only allowed 1. Vancouver only lost. It's the last time they lost at home. They're on a 5-game winning streak. One of them being on the road. Before that, it was Florida. They only allowed 1 in that game, and that was on the road. So in Vegas, they allowed 3. So on the road, they've been a little more leaky than at home. But again, this is a day game, so Detroit just gave up 6 to Nashville, 4 to New Jersey. They did score in all of those, though. They scored 3 in both of those. At home, they got 3 against Columbus in a bad spot. They lost 4-3, though. Lost to the Islanders 5-0, 1-4-2. So they have been scoring. I guess that's the reason why here we're seeing like such a high number on the over. You like the Wings, Russell? I just, I don't know if I can go against Tampa right now. I know it's not a great spot for Tampa. It's kind of a letdown spot. Especially if Vasilevsky is in. They got the Rangers again right after this, the game right after this. And Detroit, I believe, plays Boston right after this. So let me look up here. Let me bring up. I don't know if I can go against Detroit right now. I might get spanked for it but you lose to Nashville 6-4. Okay, they're going to be angry. But I don't know if you've been watching this Detroit team, but they've been passing the puck like freaking unbelievably right now. Now, maybe this day game kind of screws up their rhythm. That would be possible, I guess. One way or another, though, I think it ends up being a draw. I think Gibson is going to be in net because he has good numbers against Tampa Bay. Don't know really why that is. Why he would have good numbers specifically against Tampa Bay, maybe just because he gets up for those games. But I mean, he's been terrible so far this year. The question is whether whether Tampa is going to play Johansson here, and then they have the Rangers after this, and Vasilevsky in New York. And it kind of depends on whether the Rangers play that Guerin kid against Boston, which I think they likely will. And then they have Shesterkin afterwards. So it's probably going to be Johansson here. It's really, and this is why it's all heading to the over. All heading to over. But the thing is, this 12 o'clock start usually doesn't lend well to overs. I know one thing. The Detroit, I believe, is like 1-7-6 or something like that in first periods at home. And Tampa is 6-2-2 on the road first periods. So I kind of like Tampa in the first period. I remember this day game is not easy for Detroit or Tampa. It's not easy for either team to play these 12 o'clock games. Yeah, I don't know if I can get a 6.5 to the over. I just, these day games, man. I don't know. It's tough. This is a tough game. I kind of like the draw. Let's see. Let me look at this again. Okay, Tampa's been home forever. Yeah, they play one game against Detroit, and then they go straight to New York after this. And Detroit. Yeah, Detroit plays Tampa, and they go straight to Boston after this. Now, they've been home the whole time. Tampa's going, this is their first game of the road trip. So, give me, I mean, Gibson, and how do I take an under here? I can't, but I mean, Johansson versus Gibson. These day games, though, man, it's hard to catch overs with them. It really is. And I think both of these teams would kind of be happy with the draw. I really do. They got another game after this. That's the other thing, is you got another game after this. So that's usually in the back of their minds, and teams usually that both have another game after have a tendency to play slow. I just trust Tampa Bay's passing more than I do Detroit's. Detroit's defense is complete ass. Like, without Edvinsson in there, you got Sherratt, that Johansson kid, Hamonic. I mean, it's bad, man. It's really bad. And I think Tampa will expose that. With Johansson in net, though, I think Tampa's going to play very careful in the D zone, too. They're going to get the puck out quick. So they're not going to want to take any chances in the D zone with Johansson. I just can't see these teams going back and forth real fast. Maybe as the game goes on, as the game goes on, the legs will pick up and they'll want to do something like that. That being said, I don't see like a big physical battle here either, because both teams have a game the next game. So, I mean, if one team wanted it more, I suppose it would be the team that would be the most physical team, and they wanted this one and didn't care as much about the Boston game. Now, if I'm Detroit, that Boston game, Boston's going to be in a really tough spot. They just came back off the road, and I'll talk about that when we talk about the Rangers game. And they have one day off, and then they get a back-to-back. So maybe I'm talking myself into Detroit here now. And I already posted Tampa. But Detroit could probably afford to really let it go. The thing is with Tampa, if you're watching them play right now, they're doing things effortlessly. Like, they are passing so well, it is unbelievable. It's just hard at minus 125 for me to not give Tampa a shot here in the draw, and maybe -1 in the draw or something like that. Just the way they're playing. Detroit is, I just don't trust Detroit. I don't trust Detroit right now. You look at their lineup, I mean, Comfer and Kane and DeBrincat. No, it's not even Comfer. Who is playing? They got Casper there. Casper, with 3 points in 17 games? I don't know, or however many games. He's only got 3 points so far. He's only got 3 points so far. And if you want to take good prop, take him under points. Take him under points if you can get it at a good price. I don't know what it is right now. I just thought about it now. I'll see what his under points is, because up on the second line they might, if they even have him in there. Casper. They don't even have his point prop, but there's no point prop there. They just have a goal prop. So I think I lean kind of at 6.5. I lean under in a day game when both teams have to play the next day. I know the goaltenders and all that kind of stuff like that, but I just think that Tampa's going to play just going to try to play keep away, shut down hockey, try to keep it as less physical as they possibly can, which they're really good at. And if the only thing that would kind of concern me is these day games, maybe they're a little off, but what I've been watching from them, man, their passing has been amazing. I think Detroit will be a little off in this day game as well. So I could be wrong. Watch me be wrong, and then Detroit sets the pace, and then all of a sudden it ends up going back and forth, back and forth. Thanks, Jim Shit. That's cool. It's great to hear that, man. So that's what I like Detroit first period for sure. It's just they've been an amazing first period team. I trust them in the first period more than Detroit. I'm leaning Detroit in the game as well. Or sorry, look at that. Was that a Freudian slip? Tampa first period, and I lean them in the game as well. I just don't trust Detroit. I know it's kind of a Detroit spot. If they're smart, they got a really tired Boston team after this. They should be just giving her in this game and then worry about Boston tomorrow. I think I think Tampa will keep it low scoring though. That I do think. Even with Johansson in that. I think they will keep it low scoring because they're just going to play a perimeter low scoring type game and try to suck one out. That's kind of what I get out of this. Day game, yeah. I maybe it's just because I've been burnt by Detroit too many times before. I mean, that Nashville, like they should have won that game. Obviously, were they looking ahead to this game? That tells me that this is. I mean, they needed that home win. It's not that great of a team, and they got outskated. And if Tampa wants to play the way they can play, it's a tough one. I may change my mind in the morning. I already put some picks out on it. I may change my mind, but I just it's hard for me not to trust Tampa right now. Maybe in the second game against the Rangers, is this the throwaway game against a team in your own division? If you lose to the Rangers, it's not so bad. You go over to the Rangers, it's a different division. This is a team within your division that's actually doing pretty well. I would think that they would want to. They'd want to, and if they're playing well, maybe this is a live betting game. If Detroit's passing the puck crisp early and they're passing it back and forth and looking good and everything, the way they play tic-tac-toe, the way they do, lie bet Tampa. If they look like they're fumbling around a little bit and not really in sync and stuff like that, take Detroit. Maybe take Detroit. I put some picks out there. Maybe that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. It's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I did take Larkin over shots. And who else? What else did I take? It's like Raymond assists, the normal stuff that you're going to take with Detroit. Tampa, you look at like Paul probably for a point. Kucherov is in. He'll probably be shooting quite a bit. Yeah, he's going to be in. Sorelli, it's the don't forget ass toast. Don't forget ass toast for a goal. I just want to say ass toast. All right. Next game. All right, I guess it's Boston and the Rangers. Okay. This one is pretty simple. Yeah, I would lean like Tampa team total over, but then I don't know. It's an in-game thing. It's just a really weird spot. These early day games are really weird spots. And I wish I had a way to go look at day games between these two, especially like the spot is so under. You've got a 12 o'clock game and both teams have to play the next day. So if Tampa gets up like four, like they did against Calgary, they're going to play defensive the whole. They're going to try to use their top guys as less as possible, so they have the most energy for the next game. So it's a good idea to take the lower lines and stuff like that. Detroit, they have Boston next, so I don't know how they're going to go about it. Are they going to go balls out in this game? If probably the best thing is balls out in this game, which is almost like leaning to Detroit. I just look at their roster and I have a very difficult time doing it. As you can tell, I'm up and down in this game. I'm really not sure. I don't want to go against Tampa. I don't like Detroit. I lean under because it's a spot where if one team gets up, if Detroit is the one that gets up, I could see it going over. Depending on how much Tampa Bay really wants it. If Tampa Bay is kind of like, you know what, we got the Rangers next. I think they'll probably try to make this a draw. That's what I think. A draw here is probably pretty good. Tampa's probably going to play a very defensive game, a perimeter defensive game. They're going to stay away from physicality as much as possible. Defend their own zone. They're going to play, not make very long passes and stuff like that. That's what I think is going to happen. That's pretty cool. I'm an ex-addict too, Jim. Okay, so let's go to the Boston Rangers game. Boston. I'll go to Boston here. The schedule for Boston is just unreal. I mean, okay, first of all, look at the last game. The Islanders should have won that game. Swayman just freaking was out of his head. They were outshot 45-14, and they didn't really look like they had their legs in that game. They had should have brought water. Let me get something to drink here. Boston started their road trip. This is what they had. They went from Montreal. This is November 15th. Actually, even before that, they had Ottawa on the road, Montreal on the road. They won that. Then they went home and played Carolina on the 17th. Flew all the way to Anaheim. Lost that one 4-3. Then played. This is every second night, so I don't think they had a back-to-back in here. No, they didn't have a back-to-back. Played Anaheim, then went and squeezed out a nice win in LA. Lost to San Jose on the 23rd, had 2 days off, played the Islanders, have 1 day off, won that last day. I think they drained themselves in that game. I don't know how the hell. It's like I said, Swayman won. They looked already kind of dead. Have 1 day off, and now they play the Rangers. I mean, this is just unbelievably ridiculous scheduling that is happening because of the shortened schedule. I guess if I look at it, though, the Rangers have been pretty tough, too. They went to Vegas, Colorado, Utah, came home to play St. Louis, then went on the road, won against Carolina, and now they're playing against Boston. Vegas, Colorado, Utah, all lost. Came home, won against Carolina. They got outshot all the shit and won that game. I should have looked at this a little closer. But I think Boston's schedule is way tougher than that. Yeah, it's more spread out. I would say the Rangers should have more juice here than this. This scheduling stuff has really made it difficult to cap a lot of these games. But I would just say this is a terrible spot for Boston. They're probably going to play Korpisalo here. And I would imagine the Rangers are going to play Garant, that AHL goaltender. They're back up. So you immediately think, okay, you got an under. But this is at 1 o'clock, and they're both probably going to be sort of dead-legged. Yeah, those generally don't go over. Those generally don't go over. I think this is a 6. I mean, it was a terrible spot. I had the Islanders last game against Boston, and I don't even take that. I don't even take the fact that I lost that because I took the right team. They got goalied 45-14 shots. If you were to tell me before the game, the shots are going to be 45-14, which team are you picking? I'm picking the Islanders. And now you have Korpisalo in net. Now the Rangers are going to have this kid in net. This also has me leaning towards an under in this game. The Rangers haven't been scoring a whole shit ton. They against Carolina, they sort of just whatever. Anderson didn't really play all that well. This is both teams coming off wins that they didn't deserve. It's very strange, but I think the Rangers probably win this game. At minus 130, it's the only way I can go with that spot. If Boston does win this game, I think Detroit will absolutely hammer them tomorrow. They're probably going to play Swayman in that spot because then they're really going to be dead-legged. Holy shit. Back-to-backs on the first game back from a Western road trip are just not normal. Not normal at all. If I were Boston, I would almost kind of mail this one in. Go for a draw. And then try to conserve as much energy for the next one. I don't know. It's a very tough spot. Very tough spot. Maybe you put Swayman here and hope he does it again. But he had 45 shots his last game. That was a lot of rubber. He took a lot of work. I'm almost positive it's going to be Korpisalo. And I'm pretty sure the Rangers should have more legs in this game. Now, the problem is Boston has that crowd behind them. And that has a tendency to get you going. And I'm not a fan of taking the Rangers to do anything. Really. I'm not. It's just such a bad spot for Boston. I kind of just have to go with it. The Rangers play Tampa Bay right after this one. So, I mean, at home, they play Tampa Bay at home right after the next day after this game. It's weird spots. I just think the Rangers end up pulling it out. Like, there's so many factors in this game. I don't know anything about this Guerin kid, but I do know, I mean, his AHL numbers were not that great, but no other goaltender on that AHL team had great numbers. So that doesn't really mean all that much. In the AHL, they have a tendency not to play defense that much. So AHL numbers are really tough to gauge unless they're like really crushing it. They jump in and out. Yeah, they can. They substitute during, like they can, if there's a face off or a whistle, then they can change, but they can change on the fly. It's the only sport I know that you can change on the fly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you get you try to have you like quite often guys will be caught out there too long and the play won't stop, but they can get the puck down the ice enough for them to get off and other people come on. If you didn't do that, my gosh, there would be some high scoring games, man. If you had to wait for the next whistle every time. Hey, how you doing, Jason? How you doing? So I got the Rangers here. I just think it's a Ranger spot. And I got the team total over because Korpisalo isn't very good. And he's been traveling a lot. So I think I took him in the first period too. I just think it's a very difficult spot for Boston. If they win, man, awesome win. Awesome win. In that spot for them to win, pretty impressive. But the last game against the Islanders, man, they look dead. And now they're going to have to be energized by the crowd here. And they could in the first period. Maybe I'm talking myself into an over first period. Actually, I'm not talking myself in. I took it. Over first period. That's right. That might be the best play here. Over first period. Boston will probably have most of their legs and energy in the first period. If the Rangers score first, that'll probably kill the crowd and make it a little tougher for Boston to get their legs. So either way, I think it's like 3-2, 4-2 Rangers in this game, something like that. Boston legs might completely fall apart. Yeah, like it's tough. This Boston team is resilient as hell. Like they play to the bitter end, and they've been doing that for a long time. It's a question when it's going to fall apart on them. It just has to. We're only human. The way they've been playing all the way on the road and stuff like that. But I'll say this, and this is why I'm not putting much on the game. The Rangers can drop any ball anytime. There's not much character on that in that group. So, I mean, they can drop any ball anytime. They got Tampa next. They could go into this game and just absolutely duds, in which case it would be an under for sure because neither team will have their legs. I still lean to the under in the game. I think it's going to be very difficult for Boston to get their legs going enough to score, even with that backup. So, all right, that's what I got for that one. Next. Now, these ones, Colorado, Minnesota Wild. Here, again, you've got a Minnesota spot against a Colorado team that is absolutely insanely good. It's a Minnesota spot because Colorado just played San Jose at home, beat the shit out of them. Kind of what I figured. Then they have one game on the road, and then they got to go back home and play Montreal. So they did save Wedgwood for this game. They didn't try that hard in their last game. Minnesota, they got Buffalo next. So they can drain it here. I don't think they're too worried about Buffalo. They're worried about this game. It's just Colorado's too damn good. Simple as that. I just it's minus 170, and Minnesota has been scoring as of late. Colorado's got the best defense in the league, bar none, and the best offense. I think they're just an amazing team. I can't bet against them. In this spot, like if they were playing an average team that was going to go from home over to Minnesota and then back home to play again, I would probably take whoever Minnesota was playing. It's just Colorado. Colorado's going from altitude to no altitude, which isn't usually that big of a deal. But I mean, they against Nashville and Chicago on the road, they kind of just screwed the pooch, as Rico said, played with their food. And I don't know if they're going to do that against Minnesota. This is a much tougher team. One thing that why do I always forget his name? Minnesota's goaltender. He's freaking awesome. This is like, these are all day games too. That's the other thing. They're going from home to Minnesota playing a day game. And they got Montreal back at home. It's a terrible spot for Colorado. Terrible spot. Wallstat. Wallstat will be in net. I think your best. I got a couple of bets on here. But I think the best bet here would be that Wallstat kid over saves. That's what I think the best bet would be. Colorado will probably get their shots. It's a question of whether they're going to beat them. I have a feeling they're going to play like kind of a perimeter game. It's another one I like the under. Wallstat is too good. Minnesota is a good scoring team, but Wedgwood's playing excellent, and Colorado is a fantastic defensive team. So I would lean like Minnesota team total under. Colorado, it's hard. Colorado in regulation. The thing about Colorado is what they'll do is they'll play like a really slow first period. Minnesota is kind of like not bad at first periods. They'll play a really slow first period. They'll try to wear out their opposition in the first period as much as possible. And then in the second period or whenever they feel like it, they'll just freaking start giving her. Just boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, it's 4-1. Like, they have a game against Montreal, so I'd be looking at, like, I wouldn't be taking McKinnon shots in this game. Not when you got as much as possible. Colorado's going to try to win with their lower lines. So like Nelson, second lines and stuff like that. Try to conserve McKinnon and those guys for the game against Montreal. This is a team that seems to want to win every freaking game this year. They don't want to mail one in. So if they're going to do that, I think they're going to have to play very defensive. And much like I said about Tampa Bay, they're going to try to play a keep away game against Minnesota. Yeah, I know. He has a .940 save or whatever, for whatever reason. You're asking me because he's got a good save percentage or whatever against Tampa that he's going to go from complete ass, like he's been terrible this year, and just have a great game today. In the middle of the afternoon. He's not even used to afternoon games. Anaheim hardly ever played afternoon games. Against a Tampa Bay team that's passing like they are. Yeah, it's a tough game. It's a tough game because it's an early game. Maybe Tampa doesn't have loses that cohesion that they have right now because it's a day game. It's possible. It's possible. But they played already and Tampa lost. So this is a revenge game. Okay. I don't think he's going to do it. I'll challenge him to do it twice in a row. Why not? I'm not taking Detroit right now, man. I'm just not. They were probably looking ahead to this game, but the way I look at Tampa Bay, the way they're playing right now, I think they'll find a way to win this. In the middle of in an afternoon game like this, I think it'll be a slow. I would take the draw, and I would take the under at 6.5. I'm not taking the over, especially if you said if Gibson is going to have a good game. This is an under game, no doubt about it. It's 6.5. Take the under. Yeah, I don't care. I'm still taking Tampa. I'm not taking Detroit. I'm not going to worry about. I'll challenge Gibson to do the same thing again. I don't care. I'm taking Tampa. If Detroit was smart, if I trusted Detroit at all, they should go balls out in this game because they got a ass-tired Boston team after this. They should be able to win that game or get a draw out of that game, no problems. Right? They should go balls out in this game. But what's going to happen is Tampa is not going to let them have the puck. They're going to outpossess them all over the ice. And you got no Edvinsson down there in the D zone. Those guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. You watch them against Nashville. Holy shit, dude. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. So Gibson's going to have to play out of his mind. I don't mind. Okay, take Gibson over saves, I guess. That's fine. But if you ask me that a goaltender is consistently going to stop 40 shots every single time, I'm going to bet against whoever's getting the 40 shots every single time. Every single time I'm going to. At minus 120, if it was minus 170 for Tampa, okay, no, I'll probably just fade the game altogether. But minus 120, you're going to tell me, okay, Tampa's going to go and get 40 shots against Gibson, and I got to trust Detroit. It is Johansson, I understand. It's probably going to be Johansson, but because they're probably going to save Vasilevsky for the Rangers. I personally wouldn't do that if I were them. The Rangers have been playing a shit ton of hockey. I'd play Vasilevsky here against the division opponent, knowing that Gibson plays well against you. I'd be playing Vasilevsky here. Maybe they will. And they'll play because they played Johansson against Washington. They're not afraid of playing them, and they really want to win the games against teams in their own division. They may play Vass here, and Vass is playing out of his fucking head too. So then you're going to ask me to think that Vass is going to be the one that is I can't. I mean, he can. Maybe he can. I don't care. But you're going to tell me every single time, unless it's Askarov in net or something like that, if I think the team is going to outshoot the other team 31-14, I'm taking the team that shoots 31 times. Every single time I am. It's going to be a perimeter game, no doubt about it. But more than anything, I'm taking the under. Yeah, people keep on buying to the over in this game. I don't see an over in this game. That's fine. I'll still take it. No Edvinsson. That defense is absolute garbage. They'll figure it out eventually. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It won't be my biggest bet anyways. My biggest bet's going to be the under. So under 6.5. What time is this? Like 1 in the afternoon or something like that? I'll take the under. Tell me how it's an over if Gibson is going to stop 31 shots and Detroit probably gets like 15 shots. How is this an over? So I'm going to take Tampa because I'm not taking Detroit, and I'll put a little bit on it, but my biggest bet's going to be on the under, and I'll take no goals in the first 5 and under 7.5 because this is up to a 6.5 now, and I'll get that at minus 120. I'll put even more money on that. So that's it. I'll put a little bit on Tampa. I don't care. If I lose it, I lose it. Gibson, maybe I put something on Gibson over saves. Put a little bit on Gibson over saves. That's the way I bet. So I'm not going to put all my money on in hockey. You're going to put all your money on one line. Doesn't make any sense. You just figure it out logically, and you go, what are the probabilities of this happening? Okay, Gibson seems to stop everything from Tampa Bay every time he plays them, so take him over saves. Tampa Bay's playing out of their mind right now. Like, just when they're in this kind of a zone, they are so hard to score against, and it goes to show. What have they allowed? 2 goals in the last 6 games? The only time was when they played Washington, Johansson led in 3, and they were on the road. So I'm a little worried about that. But that's Washington, not this Detroit team. In the middle of the day, Tampa's like 6-2-2 in first periods, and Detroit is 1-7 and something in first periods at home. So I've taken Tampa in the first period. Little bit on that. Just put a little bit on all these bets and put the biggest one on the under. Maybe even Detroit team total under. You make all those bets, and if you lose them all, you do. But those are high probability bets, well thought out. As long as they're well thought out, looking at the percentages of what they can be, then you're going to be ahead. That's why I'm a high volume. I post them on Twitter. I'm going to stop posting them on Twitter now because I just wanted people to see how I do it and know what I'm doing. And then, like, over time, over a season, I'm way green doing that. But I'm not. It takes a lot of time to put all that shit out on Twitter, every bet that I'm doing and all that kind of stuff like that. So I'm going to just start doing like little videos and stuff like that, like this. That's what I'm going to start doing. It's faster. It's easier that way. Holy shit. I got 48 minutes and I haven't even I'm just by myself. I gotta go burn through these games. But thanks, Master, because I mean that's good information. But I said I'm taking a little bit on the Rangers. That's it. Florida, this is like Calgary's played so much hockey. I'm going to be on Calgary when this absolutely horrid schedule stops for them. They went home. They went home. They won. Then they went to Vancouver after like a ridiculously long road trip. Then they went to Tampa Bay. And now they're here on Florida 2 days later. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous what they're doing to them. Minus 192 for Florida. What do you get? Minus 130 for in regulation. I mean, the only way Florida loses this is that they just absolutely don't give a fuck about this game. Is where let me look at the schedule. The only thing that would have me concerned here is if Calgary has one more game on the road, another game after this on the road trip. It's the second game of the road trip. Now, Philly, I think Florida, after a loss at home, they lost to Philadelphia. They're going to be pissed about that. Last 10 DRW, what's that? Anyways, I wonder if they're going to be putting Tarasov in here. I don't think so. I think they'll be going back to Bobrovsky, but Bobrovsky's, I don't know. I almost think Tarasov would be better. Fuck, Florida's got Toronto after this. Son of a bitch. It's a look-ahead spot. Jesus. Yeah, this is a tough card. They got Florida after this. It's not right after this, but they do have Florida after this. I just think after a loss, Florida's been kind of win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. I can't trust Calgary with the shit. Calgary's got Carolina 2 days after this. Florida has a lot of time before that Toronto game, though. After a loss, I'd probably take Florida in regulation. Florida, who's going to be in net? If that Cooley net kid is in net, this is an under. That Cooley kid is just freaking insane. I don't know when he's going to break down, but they got Carolina after this. Personally, I would be good putting Cooley in, but I have a feeling they're just going to keep on going back to Wolf because they're afraid they're going to break his confidence if they start putting Cooley in. We don't know who's going to be in this one. But if it's Wolf, I'm honestly going to lean to the team total over for Florida. I can't see Florida not winning both. I can't see it. Can you get a team total under that's decent for? It's plus 160. You want to take Calgary. I know you want to take Calgary. I'm going to have to look at the periods here, too. I believe Florida is a killer second period team. Calgary usually does their best work in the first period. But after that loss to Philly, I can't see Florida losing this game. It's just a question of how you want to bet it. Calgary team total team total under is minus 135. That's probably the bet. Take Calgary team total under, or go to it'd probably be the same. Parlay Calgary team total under 3.5. No, you won't. That won't work. And the money line, no, that won't work. But I'm pretty sure Florida wins this game. And again, I'm leaning to an under here, unless Florida just beats the shit out of them. I don't think there's going to be a ton of goals in this game. It's a 5.5. That's the problem. Again, go back to the no goals in the first 5 minutes, under 6.5. The only thing I'm afraid of with this is Florida's probably pissed, and they're going to come out shooting like a son of a bitch. Whenever they have a loss like that, the first thing they do is they just go fucking gangbusters in the first period. So Florida first period puck line might not be a bad idea. If I remember correctly, they're not the best first period team. Yeah, not bad. 5-3-5. Calgary is 6-7-2. Yeah, a little bit on first period puck line. Second period money line isn't bad too. I don't mind that. I don't know how Florida is on that. I don't think they're very good on any periods because they've lost so much, especially on the road. I'm a little concerned because they are, like I said, they're better in the first period, 6-7-2 away first periods. Second period. Home. Florida, I got 5-4-4 at home. Second period. And Calgary is 4-6-5. That might not be a bad idea because Calgary will probably have most of their legs in the first, and then Florida will take it after that. So second period, don't mind that at all. Second period puck line, and I'd take them in regulation for the game. And like I said, no goals in the first 5, under 6.5, and Calgary team total under. Take those, and you're probably going to be good for this game. I'm not getting into props because unless there's like something absolutely banging that I would take on that, on it, I'm not going to get into props because we'll be here all night if I go into props. So I'm just going to focus on the games right now. All right, next game. I did Colorado Wild. I did Colorado in the Wild, right? Yeah, I said it's like I can't go against Colorado. New Jersey and Buffalo. New Jersey is shitty on the road. Buffalo is just shitty. Buffalo losing to that Pittsburgh spot was freaking ridiculous. I think they got goalie though, right? Jari couldn't score on Jari, if I remember correctly. If Markstrom's in here, I'm only taking Buffalo. I mean, I'm not going to put much on it because I don't trust Buffalo with the shit. Not at all. Not at all. I don't trust Buffalo at all. I don't know. New Jersey's terrible on the road, though. Take a little bit on Buffalo. I trust Markstrom the least in this, so I'd probably just take Buffalo team total over. I just don't like the fact that, again, that it's in the middle of I think this is getting 4 o'clock though, right? These are 4 o'clock starts. It's a little better. It's not like early in the morning. It's not like super early. So you got a little bit of life here. You're already going to be here all night. Yeah, I'm going to take Buffalo money line and probably hate myself in the morning, but the New Jersey's been winning at home, hasn't been winning on the road, maybe a little bit on the draw. And I don't know who's going to be in net. That's going to be the tough part. Markstrom's in net, which is more than likely. And they've been going with Luukkonen. Maybe time to stop that. I think they're trying to play him to trade him. Buffalo takes off to Minnesota right after this. Fuck that. They're coming home for 1 and then flying to Minnesota. What does New Jersey have? And New Jersey has Philadelphia after this. They're coming in for 1 and then leaving to go back home again. They're flying to Buffalo, not really much of a flight, whatever, and then going back to Philadelphia again after winning. Just take Buffalo money line. Buffalo first period. They're a good first period team. Maybe Buffalo team total over. Because Markstrom's in net. I don't know who's going to be in for Buffalo. If they actually put in Lyon, I don't know why they haven't put in Lyon. Lyon's been playing the best out of all of them, or that kid, Ellis. Hopefully they play one of them. Then I really like Buffalo. If they put Luukkonen in, probably draw. Something like that. I'll do a write-up on this tomorrow. I'm going to keep on moving here. Kings versus Ducks. Such a Ducks without Dostal are just not very good. You got to take the Kings minus 118. Kings have been killer on the road. Dostal is hurt, I guess. and either Mrazek or who the heck is it? Anaheim doesn't play well enough defensively to have an average goaltender there. They proved it in Vancouver. And I think they'll prove it again here. They're also not used to we're playing day games. Very seldom does Anaheim ever play a day game. Neither does LA, really. Husso. If they play Husso, LA team total over, blah, 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 blah. But you got to take LA. You got to take LA. I know they just the Ducks are not a very good defensive team yet. They got a very green defense there. Forwards are still learning how to play defensively, although there's a couple there that are fantastic, like Carlson and Terry and stuff like that. But overall, not to mention, Quenneville hasn't really been focusing on defense here. He's been just trying to get them to play to outscore teams to make the playoffs. This team needs to make the playoffs, the Anaheim Ducks, or like be in it come playoff time, because that owner's bleeding money. Unfortunately, LA here is having an amazing road trip. They're going to be they're an amazing road team right now. They're going to be putting Kemper in. This is an LA spot. You got to take LA. So like I said, I'll put in my props for tomorrow, but that's my pick for that game. I lean over. I lean over. Even though what's the number is, can we get a 5.5? No, not even close. A 6. I would take the over. I'd take LA team total over. Anaheim's going to try hard, but LA's a really deep team, veteran team, and I think they're coming off are they coming off a loss? No, they just beat Ottawa. They had time off here. So I'm gonna take LA. It's just it makes sense with Kemper and everything in there. Okay, next game. I'll get into periods and stuff. I'm going to try to just fly through these today because I don't have anybody else in here to. Sharks, Canucks, all depends on who the Sharks put in net. I have a feeling they're going to put Nedeljkovic in net here and give Askarov a break. They're coming off several losses. And that, I don't know, I think Vancouver is going to go to that Tolopolo guy again, who played out of his head, which is very common for young goaltenders when they first come into their first game to play like so focused and dialed in, because this is like the game of their life. They either play nervous, and nowadays in the NHL, you don't see it too much anymore. Usually these guys have nothing to lose, and they're out there playing and the other team doesn't have a book on them. So they don't know where their weaknesses or holes or anything like that are yet. And these guys usually just play out of their head. Is he going to do the same here? I think not. Sharks at plus 100 and Vancouver. The Sharks finally getting respect. I would love to take the Sharks here. I would love to. But I think Vancouver's going to win this game. Vancouver team total over 2.5. That's 2.5 and 3. They've been going over it no matter what the situation at all. If Askarov is in, forget about what I just said. Just take Askarov over saves. Actually, even if Nedeljkovic is in, I would take Nedeljkovic over saves. Because Vancouver just shoots like a son of a bitch. And San Jose doesn't know anything about it. I can't see this not being over if Nedeljkovic is in, because I don't see much defense being played here at all. I'd take over first period, both teams to score first period. Just put the puck out there and fly. I don't see this being an over game or an under game at all. Even at 6.5, minus 112 juiced, might as well go with it. That's what I'd be going on that game. As far as, I mean, like I said, it's hard for me because I don't have the props right in front of me. You could go with the LA game. I forgot. I got a premium prop. You go over to my Twitter, buy me a coffee and my PayPal, and I'll tell you what it is. You got people, when I say buy me a coffee, some people are really generous. I usually send it to charity or something like that, or I usually give it to somebody for something. I believe in giving energy. So if you give, if you receive, I use that money for inventive ways to give to people. Sometimes I save it up and give it to that or whatever. That's what I like to do. So if whoever sends me money, or like just buy somebody else a coffee when you're at the car going through the drive-through and somebody's behind you, just buy them a coffee or whatever. I believe in money energy. Give money, receive money. It's worked for me. Vancouver, so minus one. Yeah, I'm leaning Vancouver here. I just think, man, the thing about Vancouver is they're going to play their balls off. Right? San Jose, they're going to play tough. They're going to play physical, and they're going to be totally up for this game. San Jose mostly wins games when teams are not up for the game. They have those offensive guys that can do that. But I think both teams will score 2 goals, and Vancouver money line or something like that would be a really good one here. But I lean Vancouver, but I like the over more. That's right, man. It's all about energy. So, like, if you're enjoying this program, you got a PayPal, drop $5 in there. It'll go to something good. And I just totally believe in that. It's cool. That's why I give premium props to people that are givers. I give anyways because I give all my picks for free. You don't see too many people just throwing everything out for free like this. I'm not making any money off this. I don't make any money off these YouTube videos. I'm not big enough for that. I don't make any money on it at all. I just love doing it, and I love talking to you guys, and it's fun. So it's enjoyable. Yeah. So I have a Twitter. Go to Pearlo's NHL POW. Join the community group that's highlighted in the top. There's a little PayPal there. Send me some scratch. I give you premium picks. That's it. I'll give it to you for a long time. I don't just give you one pick. I give it to you for a long time. Givers deserve premium. Givers deserve premium. I believe in that. Okay, let's go to the next game. Islanders versus the Flyers. I think coming out that loss, I mean, the Islanders just gave everything they could to Philadelphia's coming in fat, coming off that Florida game. I like the draw here. I like the over, I think. It's a 5.5. I mean, if the Islanders do the same thing they did to Boston, they're probably going to win this game if they got the legs to do it. And I think they probably will. I mean, I don't mind taking the Islanders at minus 142 here. I don't mind. But if Vladar is in net, you take his saves over. Vladar is playing absolutely fantastic. Philly's not really playing the greatest defense. They didn't deserve to win that Florida game. I'm actually making the most money this year off of goalie props. Goalie props have been the best for me this year because not too many people bet them. So you get really good lines, you get really good money on it, and you can find really great spots for it. So if it's Airson in net, just take the Islanders in regulation. That guy is just no good. The only thing I'm worried about here is the Islanders have been playing a shit ton of hockey. But you know what? So is everybody else. Philadelphia's playing. Philadelphia has New Jersey right after this too. Tough spot for them. Tough spot. They just came out a hard win against Florida. I think the Islanders have this. Tell me the Islanders got a break after this. For the love of God. Is there any break in their schedule? They got Washington after this, man. It just keeps on going and going and going. Keeps on going and going and going. I hope they didn't drain themselves against Boston here and then, again, not have much energy against Philadelphia. But my favorite pick would be Vladar over saves on that one. And there's some props that I'm sure I'm going to like tomorrow too. So if you want those, especially for the Islanders game, there's going to be some props. You got Schaefer over shots is really good. Philadelphia Firster is shooting quite a bit. It's a little bit juicy, but I've been playing it on a regular basis. If somebody's going over, I don't even care if it's minus 165. I'll keep on hitting it. See, I'm not going to be 2 hours in this stream. I made up some time. I might even have time to talk about other things after these games. Ottawa versus St. Louis. This is a bad spot for Ottawa. But so was the Vegas game, and they won that game, man. I'm impressed with this freaking team. Now, I heard that Tkachuk was going to be back for this game. I heard that. St. Louis hasn't been playing well at all. It's really tough to take them here. They've been playing Binnington quite a bit. But it does feel like a letdown spot for them. They got St. Louis. Yeah, they got St. Louis, and then they got Dallas after this. I think this is a draw. I would play the draw. See, what happens, too, if Tkachuk is in this game, it can be a boost, but it also can be, it's weird. What players tend to do is they go, Tkachuk's back. We're good now. And they forget to play. It's really weird. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. They get their big player in, and then all these guys that were playing on the top line feel like they can take a breather and just watch Tkachuk play. And Tkachuk hasn't been playing for a long time, so that's a very bad thing to do. You got to play like he's not there because it's going to take him probably a bit to get going. If St. Louis wasn't such a bad team, I'd be all over St. Louis here. But I mean, because they're a bad team, what's the price on this game? And I also think that this is going to be a Forsberg. Oh, a pick'em? Oh my gosh, I can't play freaking St. Louis a pick'em. Holy crap! They should be getting plus. St. Louis should be plus money in this game. Wow. I guess the market says Forsberg will be in net. I don't like that. They'll probably put Hofer in net. This is probably a weird over, even though St. Louis can't freaking score with the shit. Let me take a look at what they got after this game. I didn't do Toronto, Washington yet, or Winnipeg. Okay, I got lots of games to go yet. Am I in the right place? Ottawa, St. Louis. Here we go. It's probably, I'm sure it's going to be Forsberg. Last time they played, January 3rd, that was last year. Ottawa went just scraped up. They've been playing so many tough games. That's why I liked them against Vegas. Vegas really dropped the ball there. They should have had it. Did they outshoot them? Yeah, Vegas did outshoot them. So Allmark had a night. Against St. Louis, and they barely got it. This feels like such a letdown spot. Such a letdown spot. I don't. How do you bet freaking? Like, look at the shots that St. Louis is at. It's an under. No goal. Again, we're going to go back to no goals in the first 5. Under 6.5. I know I said it could be a sneaky over, but Ottawa's probably going to lose their legs here. I can't see. St. Louis can't score. Even if it's Forsberg, St. Louis can't score. No goals in the first 5, under 6.5. That's the best way to go about this game. Just hope the hell nobody scores in the first 5 minutes. St. Louis, first period wouldn't be a bad idea, but Ottawa's been doing well in the first period. Ottawa's been a good first period team. I don't know if they are in this spot, but St. Louis should have their legs. Like in this spot, St. Louis should be winning for sure. They're just coming off a shitty-ass road trip where they only had 1 win. They have 1, 2. They only have 1 win. Like they have a whole bunch of OTs. Draw, and play the draw, I would say. And watch for goaltenders. I doubt it's going to be Allmark. It's probably going to be Forsberg. I'm not sure what St. Louis. What do they have after this? Because Ottawa will. I can't remember the last time they played Forsberg, but it was a while ago. Ottawa will probably save Forsberg for the Dallas game. And St. Louis has another game right after this against Utah. Now, this is an under, regardless of who they put in. It's probably going to be Hofer here against the team that's not in their division. I don't really like either one of those goaltenders, so you want to take an over. But, Maryline and Forsberg is in fucking LA now. Actually, Maryline is better than Forsberg. Maryline is pretty good. Ottawa squeeze one out here. This is a squeeze. This is a draw. Ottawa could win it. St. Louis could win it. Fuck the side. This is going to be a low and slow game. I don't even care about the goaltenders. St. Louis gets like no shots on net. Ottawa's a good shot suppression team. So no goals in the first 5, under 6.5 is your best bet on this one, regardless of who the goaltenders are. That's what I'll be playing on that. I'll look at the other lines stuff tomorrow. If I find anything interesting, I've been doing like these little videos, and I think I'm going to start doing that instead of putting all the Twitter shit out there. I'm just going to do little videos. So subscribe here. I already have 2 videos out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I think I'm just going to put little videos out on things I find. And you can listen to those videos rather than putting all my picks out. Because most people aren't going to play all my plays anyways. For the first while here, I've been putting all the plays out simply so people can see what I do and see that, how I do it. But I know nobody plays like that. I'm one of the few people that have the time and ability to do that. So I think I'm going to just start putting out videos like this, explaining why I do the things I do, or giving you like interesting little picks that you can do and stuff like that. I think that'd be better. And I like talking more than I do fucking blah, 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 blah. I forgot. Hyme's Body Lube. Finest body lube in the land. Now we have travel packs. Yes, travel packs. For all of those people heading out for Christmas, lots of you, I'm sure, are heading for the sun and fun and sun, getting out of the wintry areas that you are. Unless you're in a warm area, then I guess you're not. But most people that are, we get Hyme's travel packs, variety packs. We have suede scented pearls coming too. Suede scented pearls. Isn't that a neat idea? Put them inside the car. Smells like suede, even though you got cloth. Hyme's Body Lube. It's the best. There, I said it. All right. For all your body lube needs. Okay. This segment of the program has been brought to you by Hyme's Body Lube. All right. Next. There, I said it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do videos like that. I like that idea. Then I can do them whenever I feel like it. Montreal, Vegas. I have said all along that Montreal will struggle against teams that made the playoffs this year. I've said that all along. That they're going to struggle against teams that make the playoffs, that made the playoffs last year. However, Vegas struggles with Eastern teams. Look at they just lost to Ottawa. What's their record? What's Vegas's record right now? A lot of things depend with Vegas on what their record is, because Vegas is a type of team that knows that when it comes right down to it, the playoffs are all that matters. As long as you're going to make the playoffs, you're fine. So quite often against these Eastern teams, they don't go balls out. They don't get up for them really. They know it's a marathon, not a sprint, but it completely depends on what their record is. So yeah, they're 10-5-8. They're pretty solidly in a playoff spot right now. The Kraken are way behind it. Like between them and the Ducks right now, they're pretty solidly in a playoff spot. Los Angeles, yeah, it's only 20. Oh no, the Los Angeles is in there too. What am I talking about? No, they're not. Seattle's got 28 and they got 28. Wake up. And they're 29. Utah's 27. It's pretty fucking tight. But they're in the race. And they're not too worried. I wonder if I can find a stat how their record is versus Eastern teams. I know it hasn't been very good. And this is all 4 o'clock too. Earlier games than normal. For Montreal, that's a little more difficult. Now, they had owned that. Well, like I say, they have a hard time against Eastern teams. They owned. Montreal just beat them in their own barn last year. Wonder if they'll remember that. I think they will. I said that we're going to have revenge spots. Montreal's going to have a lot of revenge spots here. Vegas, Montreal. They got San Jose right after this, though. Easy win. Well, not really, but a division opponent. Plus 150, I think you just got it. Oh, I saw Montembeault earlier, but now I see Dobish. I think the play is the over here. I don't think Montreal is shutting anyone down. Yeah, at least plus 1. That's not a bad bet, Doug. Yeah. I could see a draw here. Both teams have a game the next game. Montreal just came flying against Utah. I think they're going to really come with some high pace here. I like the over. Vegas has been allowing allowing quite a bit of goals at home now. Their goaltending is not that great. They're probably going to play that backup Lindholm kid or whatever. No, they'll play him against San Jose. That's right. But they'll probably play Schmid, and I mean, Schmid doesn't look great. Let's face it. Montreal's been over. Vegas, over against Ottawa. Oh, Utah was about a push. Anaheim over. This isn't over. You got an over 5.5. This is over. Just play the over. A little bit on like the +1 would be bad. Maybe Montreal. Montreal did come out rolling there in against Utah. It was really good. But I could see Vegas now. How many? They just lost against Ottawa. They've lost 3 in a row now. I mean, this is getting to the point where you got to get your shit together here. But I mean, Vegas has only won 3 of their last 10 games altogether. And they've got a lot of draws too in there. They're just getting a point. And that's really the way they do it. They just do enough they just want to make sure they make the playoffs. Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. Canadians +1, but I like the over better. You can get a 5.5 of -135 here. I think that's even though it's kind of a day game at 4:00. I still say this goes over. Montreal's not going to play too many unders, man. Not too many unders. If they try to play an under against Vegas, they're going to lose. Vegas is too good defensively. Who's going to shut down Vegas? Who in that lineup is going to? Suzuki's an amazing two-way center. Don't get me wrong. Caulfield doesn't do a damn thing. He scores. That's what he does. He's a scorer. Slavkovsky's figuring out, but he's not there yet. Balduke is very good, but he has been very good against lower competition. Now he's getting put up on the top line, and he's playing against higher competition for the first time in his career on a regular basis. I don't know how that's going to translate, to tell you the honest truth. But nobody else in that lineup is really astute at playing 3-zone defensive play. Matheson's not very good defensively. Dobson he's pretty solid. What else? Hutton. Hudson's not. Who else do they got? Strubal's not bad. Lower in the lineup there. He's okay. And they got that Engblom kid. He's just a rookie. Dobish is not having the same year as he did last year. So, and with Schmid in net, this is an over 5.5 for sure. Get in on it now. I'd take the over 5.5. I'd take a little bit on Montreal, and I'd take some dog and draw, like what Doug just said. The +1's pretty good idea too. Taking a +1 at -136. I mean, Montreal is getting a little disrespected here. Now, I saw Montembeault on Daily Faceoff, and then I just turned back when it was Dobish. So if you want to take Montreal, take it now, because once people know that Dobish is in, they're probably going to start buying on Montreal. And that's probably going to be down to like a +130 by morning. Like, he'll buy fast. Montembeault has just been that bad. If Montembeault was in, there's no way I'm taking, not even a +160. I don't think I'm taking Montreal. Maybe, because it's going to be an over game anyways. Overdraw. Yeah, they're not at the best form. I agree. Yeah. It's Montreal or nothing at that price for sure. No doubt about it. Toronto, Washington. I'm not trusting Toronto to win 2 games in a row. Didn't Toronto and Washington already play? Thompson's going to be in net. I mean, off the top of my head, and I haven't looked at the scheduling spot, this is a Washington crush. Crush. Minus 153. Toronto's been playing to a lot of draws, if you want to take that. They have been playing. They're trying to play defensively. It's easy to do it against a Columbus team without Marchenko in it, and you barely won that game. Just came back at the right time. But Washington just beat Winnipeg 4-3, beat that very Columbus team 5-1 with Marchenko in the lineup. I think he was hurt though. He beat Tampa Bay. Just take Washington team total over. This is destruction for the Leafs. Is there a look ahead spot here or something for Washington? No way I'm taking the Leafs in this spot. Unless some people are coming back on the lineup. Matthews is back, I guess. Matthew and Knives. But still, I don't give a fuck. That Washington team is huge. They got great shutdown players like Wilson, Protas, Strome. Like these are strong, full sheet players. Toronto does not have any of that. Matthews, nice, can be, he's getting there, but besides that, no. And Tavares, that's it. Everybody else doesn't have a fucking clue what they're doing. And Berube is like getting them to come back and help their defense, and they're doing it, but they're not good at it. They're very slow at it. There's no way this team is going to – no way. If this team beats Washington tomorrow, and they got Pittsburgh the next day too. So who are they playing in net? They're playing probably Wall here and then back up against Pittsburgh. I'm taking Pittsburgh too. Washington. They played Lindgren against Winnipeg, so they saved Thompson for Toronto. And yeah, they have the Islanders after that. They're going to play the Islanders after that. But everybody loves beating Toronto. Yeah, exactly. They know how to defend. They're big. They're solid. They know how to pass the puck. They know how to play. Toronto doesn't know how to fucking play with shit. Washington puck line. Absolute destruction tomorrow. Just take them in regulation. Take them puck line, take them team total over, take them first period, take them second period, take them wherever the fuck you want. Everything on Washington tomorrow. I say all that, and guess what? I'll be wrong. For some reason, Toronto will turn around and play. I know Washington has the Islanders next. That is the only thing that worries me is it's a look-ahead spot. It's the only thing that worries me. It's a look-ahead spot. But I can't take Toronto. I mean, they're probably getting a decent price. Plus 120. Minus 142 is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Washington's been scoring like a son of a bitch. Ovechkin's got his mojo back. Toronto can't hold on to this shit. Toronto's a bunch of fucking pussies. There's no way. No way. Washington smash. That's it. I might as well get that pick in now before the line changes by morning. I can't see how that stays like that. Toronto gets overvalued all the time. They're awesome. Carolina, I mean, after getting out shooting, out everything, the Rangers, they got to be angry and shit here. But man, oh man, this price at plus 185 for the Jets is fucking disrespectful, man. Holy shit. I know they got Comrie and net, but I mean, this team ain't that bad. I mean, the value definitely here is on Winnipeg. Hopefully, Carolina says that realizes that Anderson just don't got it right now, and they put Bussy in. But right now, you can get sixes. I would take an over here. Winnipeg's defense isn't very good right now. It isn't. It's not very good. Like, I've been saying this for a long time. They were supported by their forwards for a long time, and they don't have the forwards that they used to be able to do what they used to do. Perfetti's just getting back in the game. Like, they still got some good defensive players there, and I hate to say this, and it breaks my heart to even say this, but Jonathan Toews, man. Jonathan Toews. It's sad to watch, dude. Sad to watch. He's not. He's not. Let's face it. He's not. He can't be playing second line center, man. I love you. I love you to death, but you are a anchor to that line. He needs to go down to the third line or even the fourth. It just doesn't look good. He's lost a step on a step, and you don't consider the Isles a look ahead. Washington and the Islanders fucking hate each other. They hate each other. The Islanders hate two teams. The Islanders hate everybody in their division. Every team in that division fucking hates each other. The Islanders hate the Rangers, of course, more, but they fucking hate Washington. They can't stand each other. For so many different reasons. Washington's like, it's the capital city with all the politicians. The Islanders are like labor town, labor guys. Fucking, they hate Washington, and Washington hates them. They fucking hate each other. So that is a big game for them. It is a big game for them. But you're playing against Toronto. That's the hard thing about Toronto is they got to have one hell of a team, because if you're because everybody wants to beat you regardless of how good you are, because there's always people on the team from Toronto or from Canada, and everybody, their iconic organization, they get up for the game in Toronto. They bring their family if they live in Toronto. Look at go look at the Capitals players that are from Toronto. I think Strom's American, isn't he? Wonder how many players are from Toronto. Chikrin, no, Chikrin is like everybody wants to beat Toronto. That's what makes it so hard for Toronto to be a really good team. Bevillier's from Canada, yeah. Dylan Strome, even if they're not from Toronto, they're from Canada. Justin Sordiff, Tom Wilson, Connor McMichael, Hendrix Lapierre is from Montreal. They love Jacob Chikrin. Like, all of these guys will pay for their families to come watch them play Toronto, especially the younger guys. So I don't care what they were on the road. I don't care. Like, that Toronto team. Maybe I'm probably one of the least trend followers when it comes to games, and that might hurt me because, like, Vancouver had a huge record against Anaheim last game, but if I was stupid because I didn't realize that Dostal was out, I didn't know. That was just stupid capping. If I would have known Mrazek was in, I wouldn't have been my best bet on the fucking show. Mrazek's brutal. Vancouver shoots lots of pucks. I wouldn't have taken that bet. I would have just went straight over on that game. By the way, probably go over on this game. I don't know. I think Washington shuts Toronto the fuck down. That's what I think happens. Toronto team total under. They're not scoring on Thompson. That's it. I bet you're getting a killer number on that. I bet you're getting a fucking killer number on that. Anyways, I was on the Carolina game. I don't know how to bet it. You tell me. I don't know how to bet that game. Carolina minus 122 is like you got to take a shot at Winnipeg at plus 185. Especially if Carolina puts Anderson in. I mean, Carolina should be angrier than fuck in this game. They didn't beat the Rangers. They outshot them all over the place. They got to put Bussy in. If they put Bussy in, you got to take Carolina. I guess I just don't know how I want to take it. But look at the team total under for Toronto. I could definitely see them not getting 3 goals tomorrow. Head-to-head, Carolina's beat them the last 2. Carolina just beat them in Winnipeg. Fuck. Revenge game. Revenge game. It's a revenge game. Winnipeg has lost several in a row right now. So you got to ask, do they win the revenge game, or is Winnipeg not that good? It's really what you're asking here. You got Comrie and net. They've lost 3. They lost 4-3 to Carolina. Oh, no, wait a second. They lost 4-3. Yeah, it's a revenge game at home to Carolina not too long ago. 3-0 to Minnesota, 4-3. Carolina has lost 4-2, 4-1 to Buffalo. They that was the only win, and then they tied Minnesota. They lost to the Rangers. I don't know. I think you got to take a shot with Winnipeg. Can Winnipeg score? That's the thing. If you think this isn't over at all, you can't take Winnipeg, because that's what I said about the Washington game. Like, this has got to be an under for Winnipeg to win it, I think. Unless Comrie just has a fucking crazy night. I don't know how you can take it. I don't. This one's got me perplexed. Because of the price. It's because of the price. Winnipeg has Calgary at home, Toronto after that, and Nashville. They're all at home. They haven't won. I don't think they've lost 2 in a row all season. Winnipeg did get 3 against Carolina last time and 3 against Washington. And then they play Nashville, Buffalo, and Montreal on the road. When they just went from Washington to Carolina. Carolina team total over. Oh, it's a 6, minus 120. Just take the over. Just take the over. If you're going to take the over, you want to take Carolina. But I don't know. I don't think Winnipeg's going to come out like a bat out of hell in this game. They're not going to fuck around in this game. This is a revenge spot. You got to figure Carolina will get at least 3 on Comrie, the way they shoot all over the place. It's plus 14. The books like Canes a lot. Yeah, I mean, Winnipeg is not that good, man. They're not that good. You look at their lineup, I mean, that top line, Velarde, Connor, and Scheifele. And then after that, it's a bunch of plugs. And not plugs, but I mean, defensive players that really are not very good at scoring. You got Nyquist. I mean, he doesn't look like he should be in the league anymore. And like I said, Jonathan Toews doesn't look good. He's like the anchor in the lineup right now, and I hate to say that, but he is. He doesn't look good. Toews, Morgan, Barron, and Nyquist as your second line. I mean, if Carolina can eat that shit up alive, man. That's terrible. You got a nice third line there in Niederreiter, Lowry, and Iafallo. You know, a good shutdown line. They got Cole Perfetti on the fourth line for some reason with Nemeshnikov and Pearson. Morrissey, DeMello, Sandberg. Good. After that, Elias Salamonson, I mean, he looks like he's going to be a good player, but all the scouts I talked to said he's not going to be good till he's like 24, 25. Logan Stanley's ass, Colin Miller's whatever. It's that bottom, and then, oh my gosh, they're going to be putting this Thomas Milic kid in. I don't know anything about that. That scares me because, like I said before, you put these rookies in their first game, and they are freaking. I don't know if it's his first game ever. I think it is. Yeah. It's his first game ever. And he had good numbers in the minors. I'll tell you, this kid's going to come up and go off. For sure. It happens every time. The kid, his first game, dialed in, no distractions, completely up for it. Take him over saves. Sometimes they're nervous and they get lit up, but usually, especially if they've got really good numbers in the minors, Carolina is not going to know what the holes are in this guy or anything like that. I'm going to, a plus 180, I'm going to do it. Maybe plus one. Take it and take this kid over saves tomorrow. If you can find a prop for it, take him over saves. I bet you he gets over his saves tomorrow. That's probably the best bet of that game. No, there's no such thing as that, Doug. I bet on every game. Yeah, even that Seattle game that I didn't care about at the end of the show, I took no goals to score in the first 5 minutes and under 6.5, and I won the bet. What's next? Should be getting close to flat. Pittsburgh, Columbus. I got to go with Pittsburgh. I don't care. I just got to go with Pittsburgh. Columbus just had a really tough game against Toronto. They got no Marchenko. This Pittsburgh team just keeps on winning. Just going to take them a plus 124, and I'm going to leave it at that. Over first period or something like that, but I'm going to close my eyes and take Pittsburgh. CBJ just played Toronto. They got nothing after this, though. Does Pittsburgh have a game right after? Of course they do. They play Toronto. Never mind. They play Toronto, so they'll probably win that. They'll probably lose that game because they play Toronto the very next day. So, whatever. I got to get through this. I want to get this done in 2 hours. How many more games do I got here? Oh, 2 more. Okay. Pittsburgh will play balls out. Anyways, I'm just going to take Pittsburgh anyways. I'll do a video on it tomorrow. Chicago, Nashville. Nashville will probably win this just fucking because. What Chicago's been playing a whole bunch of good teams. Nashville comes in, they act like a bunch of assholes and lose the game. They don't play Askarov, they play Soderblom. Nashville plays Saros. Chicago will shoot a whole ton of shots at Saros. Nashville will shoot a whole ton of shots. That's what they do. They shoot all over the place. Take over 5.5, minus 130. Take the over. You're not getting a good enough price to take Nashville. You're not really getting a great price on Chicago. Nashville sucks, I know, but how many times do they win 2 in a row? It's probably Chicago, I guess. It depends on how much. These young teams, it's very difficult to figure out if they're going to get up or down for games. Nashville's playing pissed right now. They're playing really pissed. They shot the hell out of Colorado, and it didn't work out. So, yeah, I'll take Chicago. That's the last game. I'm gonna go. I got to do a clip here, so I'm gonna do the last game. Bad spot for Dallas Stars. You take Utah in that game. I'm taking Utah money line in that game. Okay, I'm gonna do the clip real quick and. Do I have time? Hymie's Body Lube. It's the best there. I said it. Thanks for everybody for coming in, man. It was awesome. A whole bunch of people watching on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving and all of that. Get yourself, send you all a bottle of Hymie's. All of it. Just wait for it. I'm going to send it. Hernandez is going to go out tonight. Detroit, Tampa Bay. I got Tampa Bay, a little bit on Tampa Bay. No teams to score in the first 5 and under 6.5. Boston, New York Rangers. I got to go on the Rangers. Horrible spot for Boston. Don't love it, but I'm going to go with it. I also like the under in that game as well. Boston should run out of legs. Even though the goaltending is probably going to be fishy, I'll still like a little bit on the under. Colorado, Minnesota Wild. I'm not getting in front of this Colorado team. It's a bad spot for Colorado, but I'm just going to stick with them until I die. Take Colorado in regulation. I can't remember what else I said this. Oh, yeah, take the kid Wallstat over saves. That's a big one there. Calgary versus Flames. Florida versus Calgary. Calgary team total under. They can't score with this shit. Florida will be pissed after that Philly game. I think they probably win this, and you could probably puck line it. Calgary's just had a horrible schedule. They need a break. And it's going to get better for them. There's going to have an easier schedule, and there'll be places that I take them, but I just can't take it. And same as in the Tampa Bay game, I couldn't do it for the same reason. Buffalo versus New Jersey. Hold my nose and take Buffalo with Markstrom's in, team total over. I just can't bet. I don't like taking Buffalo either. You never know what's going to happen in this freaking game, to tell you the honest truth. Buffalo just lost to a Pittsburgh team they definitely should have had. It's like the biggest chameleon team ever. Who knows what they could do? So I don't like New Jersey with Markstrom either. Take the draw. Kings versus Ducks. Got to take the Kings without Dostal in that. Simple as that. Kings are having a great road team. They're a great road team right now. Ducks, I think, are a little bit in the doldrums. They're learning. They take the over too, because I don't think Anaheim can do anything but go over. Probably Kings team total over. The only thing is Kings have been playing very defensive on the road, so that could be difficult. But without Dostal, I just think Anaheim's a little bit shook. So I'll take the Kings. Canucks versus Sharks. Depends on whose net is in net. If Nedeljkovic is in net for San Jose, I would play the over. If not, I just take Askarov over saves. Simple as that. That's the best thing you can do there. Vancouver will shoot a ton. Askarov will save a ton. And I would lean Vancouver in the game, actually, too. Philadelphia versus the Islanders. What did I say for this game? I think I said over 5.5. Depends on if Ersson is in. Ersson could be in this game. If not, take Vladar over saves. Vladar over saves. You could take the draw in this game as well. It's not bad. Ottawa versus St. Louis. It's a down spot for St. Louis. I just like the under in the game. I don't care who the goaltenders are. Ottawa should be out of legs here. St. Louis can't score. I could draw and under no team to score in the first 5, under 6.5. Montreal versus Vegas. I'm going to take a shot at Montreal here. Vegas isn't very good against Eastern teams. You're getting good money on Montreal at plus 150. I think that's a little. I have been saying that they're going to struggle against teams that made the playoffs last year, but in this spot, I'm going to give them a shot for that price and the over, especially the over in that game. Toronto versus Washington, just pound the shit out of Washington. Washington, everything. I just can't see Toronto being able to do anything in that game. Toronto team total under. Carolina versus Winnipeg. I'm taking a shot at Winnipeg with that kid in. It's going to go up higher. They're going to put that kid in. He's had good numbers in the AHL. I don't know how many times I've seen these kids play, and they just stop fucking everything. Take them over shots, whatever. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Usually I'm not. Look what's happened to that Tolopilo kid. As soon as you put him in, he's just freaking like he's like the craziest goaltender ever. He probably won't even have a long career, but his first game in, does it. Pittsburgh versus Columbus Blue Jackets. Just take Pittsburgh. They just win, and you don't know fucking why. Chicago versus Nashville. I thought just take the over. I think Chicago really only knows how to play overs here. Nashville's going to shoot like crazy. They're going to put Soderblom in. Nashville will probably score. Chicago probably wins the game. Nashville isn't very good, but they're playing like they're playing with hard right now. So Chicago better be ready to come out and play. If Chicago comes out and plays like they did against Colorado, even though they lost that game, they'll win this game. If for a second they think Nashville is going to be a pushover, Nashville could win this game like fucking Detroit did. All right. That's my full 42, everybody. I got to go so I can clip this out. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm going to Pearlo dance you out, everybody. For all the people that stayed right to the end, even though I talked about all the games, I'm giving you a vat of Hyme's Body Lube Bumbleberry. Bumbleberry, a new flavor for the land. Tell me what you think of it after you get it. DM me at Pearlo's NHL POW when you get your vat of Bumbleberry. If you don't like it, just send it back. Or just give me a call, Twitter me, and tell it back. I'll give you a new flavor. Tell me what flavor you want. Actually, you know what? It's so cool that you listened to the clip. DM me on my Twitter and tell me what flavor you want, and I'll get it to you. I'll pull that of it to you. Have a great day, everybody. Okay.